It's 6 o'clock. Hello, everyone. I'm Stuart Fischman. This is the Web Yeshiva, and we're part of our series of why we do what we do. Why we do what we do. Talked about Shabbos candles. We spoke about eating cholent. Today, we're going to talk about what we do at weddings. I've never been to a non-Jewish wedding. I haven't. But, I grew up in America, watch TV like every normal American, and I learned about what non-Jews do at their weddings. And at their weddings, at the end of the wedding, the clergyman says, "You may now kiss the bride." You see this on SpongeBob, okay? You may now kiss the bride. I don't know what this is from. You may now kiss the bride. And it seems this is from the Bayview Baptist Church. It says so. I've never been to the Bayview Baptist Church, but I imagine they're honest. That's what they do at their weddings, and they have a happy-looking clergyman, and they now kiss the bride. And it seems, if you grow up in America, and weddings are supposed to be romantic, it seems like the appropriate thing to end the wedding with. Whatever their ceremony is, now you can kiss the bride. Very, very good. It fits into Western culture, I think, of romance. Why do Jews do at the wedding? So you got a lot of YouTubes on this subject. Why do Jews break glass at weddings? Symbolism of breaking glass. That's a minute mysteries. We have an hour to talk about this, but she knocked it off in a minute, which is okay. Call Kavod. Very good for her. What kind of glass should I smash at my Jewish wedding? From Bim Bam. It's a 2-minute video, and people give ideas: a big glass, a little glass. Some actually recommends a light bulb, because you get a nice tinkly, shattering sound. I saw these videos. I prepare for the shiur. There's another video: a Catholic Jewish wedding, breaking the glass. There's a Catholic priest, I guess. There's, I guess, the rabbi. There's like this big white kippah. He's wearing a kittel. So this is from Francisca Teresa. If the rabbi's wearing a kittel, I imagine he's from. So I don't know what he's doing at the Catholic Jewish wedding. Maybe he was fooled. They fooled him into coming to this wedding. He's wearing a kittel, which is like very impressive. Another website: smashing a glass isn't as easy as it looks, from Living L'Chaim. And there are a lot of videos like this. The chassan's trying to smash the glass and it doesn't smash. Either he trips on it or it rolls away. But it's a big subject on YouTube. Finally, we had SpongeBob. So Christians end their wedding, may now kiss the bride. We end a wedding by breaking a glass. And that provokes curiosity. Like, why? Why are we breaking a glass? I just have to delete all of these because we don't need them anymore. No. I'll say no to this. I'll say no to that. I'll say no to this. I'll say no to that. And I'll say no to that also. Okay, no more SpongeBob. So I get seriously. Why are we breaking a glass? It's a good subject. It's a good question, and it deserves it deserves to be treated seriously. And the obvious reason is based on this Gemara in Masechet Brachot. The Gemara in Masechet Brachot doesn't deal with marriage in general; it deals with davening, and it's an important Mishnah. In Omnim Spell Mitoch Koved Rosh. You go to shul to daven, you have to go with the proper frame of mind, which is called Koved Rosh, seriousness of purpose, I'll call it. Okay? And the Gemara goes on that seriousness it's good to be serious. It's like life is a serious business. And the Gemara goes on from here, all right? I'm Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Mehacha, Ivdas Shem B'yer Gila Barada. Should serve Hashem with awe, rejoice with trembling. All right, rejoice with trembling. It's like even when you're rejoicing, you have to realize that we're before Hashem. And this is Rashi. Even to Hashem b'yira, tefillah shilanu b'makom avoda. So it's a b'yira. Certainly for davening, you can be happy, but there has to be a sense of awe. And that subject of awe, the Gemara tells two stories. Mar Bered Ravina Avad Hilul Brei. Mar Bered Ravina made a wedding for his son. Chazanu l'Rabban Kabatri Tuva. He saw that the scholars who were guests at the wedding were really, really happy. Really, really happy. Kabatri Tuva. And he said, we got to do something here. I see Kasa the Mokra Bas Abame Azuzi. He brought over a cup which was worth 400 zuz. Okay, and Rashi says, an expensive crystal cup. Batava Kamayu. He broke it in front of them. V'yatzivu. And then it became sad. Rav Ashi Avadilul Brei. Rav Ashi also made a wedding for his son. He saw that the scholars who were the guests at this wedding were excessively joyous. He took a glass that was made from some special clear crystal. He smashed it in front of them, and they became sad. And there's more. The scholars who were at the wedding of the son of Marbei Ravina, they asked Mar Hamnuna Zuti, sing us a song. Why do you think he sings? He doesn't sing the Kohen Gadol song. Vailanda Misnan. His song was, Oy vey, we're all going to die. Oy vey, we're all going to die. So they said, well, what are we supposed to sing? Where is the Torah and where are the mitzvahs that will protect us? So there's happiness at the wedding, but it's also very, very serious. And Tosfot say, I see Kasa the Zugisa Chivrasa, Mikanago Lishbraz Achuchis Benesuin. From here, we have the custom of breaking a glass cup at a wedding. The purpose simply, and it's true, yes, we're happy at a wedding. There's mitzvah sameach hatan b'kala, which we'll talk about, but we can't get carried away. You can't get carried away. You get carried away at the wedding with like excess. What the chairman of the Federal Reserve once had a phrase: unwarranted exuberance. I think that was the phrase Greenspan used. He said there's unwarranted exuberance in the stock market. You should be exuberant, but it has to be coupled the idea that yes, life is not just about celebration. And why? You said he broke a glass. He broke a very expensive glass, and this sort of shocked them, the guests, into realizing that things are getting out of hand. Rav Elyashiv Zatzal, he writes this note. Okay. Well, I see cause he broke a glass. He writes, Al Bishai Shalem Akol, so I have said, wasn't their glass that got broken. So, like, they weren't necessarily sad because of the glass. They say, the fact that he shattered this very expensive glass in front of them, it showed them that their behavior is just totally out of line. And that's what made them feel bad. All right. So we break a glass, and that is like, you know, when you ask about a minhag, why do we do what we do? We look for something in the Gemara which reflects the custom. We break a glass. Tosfot said that's why we break a glass, because of these stories of Margaret, Ravina, and Ravashi, who broke glasses at their children, at the weddings of their sons, to get the guests to behave more appropriately. Now, what's interesting is that when you look at Sfarim, you say, why we break a glass, where you would expect to find this in the halachos of weddings. But where you find it is in Orach Chaim. Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim halachos Tisha B'Av. The custom of breaking a glass is brought down in the halachos of Tisha B'Av. And why is it there in the halachos of Tisha B'Av? That thing come out nice, like a bolder color. I gotta fix this. Okay, get back to my graphics. Hilchos Tisha B'Av. It's in Hilchos Tisha B'Av. And the Ramah, it's over here. And it comes from another Gemara. Yesh B'Kam, the Ramah brings it down. When Yesh B'Kam is Shnagel Yishbrak Kos B'Shas HaChuppah. There are places where they're accustomed to break a glass at the chuppah. That's Tosfot. But it's in Tisha B'Av halachos. Why is it in the halachos of Tisha B'Av? Because there's another Gemara, and it's a very, very important Gemara. All Gemaras are important, but this one, it's a famous story. Tana Rabbanan, the Shachar Beisam Abayis B'Shniya, after the second Korban, Rabbi Prushin B'Yisrael, there were many people who were abstemious and they increased in number. They stopped eating meat, they stopped drinking wine. Nidval Len Rabbi Yeshua. Rabbi Yeshua, who was the teacher of Rabbi Akiva, and he was there at the Chorban. He was with his teacher, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai and Rabbi Eliezer, and they smuggled him out to talk to the Romans. He was there. Aman Benai. My sons, why did you stop eating meat? Why did you stop drinking wine? Amrulo. What? We would eat meat. We used to bring meat in the base of Mikdash on the sacrifices. There's no more Mizbeach. Nishta Yayin, we should drink wine. Wine was poured on the Mizbeach. There's no more base, there's no more Mizbeach. Amalahem. All right. Well, if you just stop eating meat, because there's no base of Mikdash for the sacrifices, and there's no drinking, you're not going to drink wine because there's no base of Mikdash. Well, stop eating bread, because there were also grain sacrifices in base of Mikdash. You say, no, you're right. After Pharaohs, we'll stop eating bread. We'll start eating just fruit. So Yeshua responded to them. Well, you can't eat fruit because there's no more bikurim. So they told him, no, there's other fruit. The bikurim was from Shiva Sminim. You know what? No more figs, no more dates, no more pomegranates. We'll eat apples. You can live on apples. And then he goes on. Well, you can't drink water either. Because there's on Sukkot, instead of wine, they poured water on the Mizbeach. You can stop drinking water? Shatku. So now they were stumped. They didn't know what to do. And you have to do something. Amel and Benai. He says, okay, listen to me. Not to mourn at all for Beis HaMikdash, that's impossible. Because he says there's a gzera from the Navi to mourn, and it's in Yeshayahu Perek Samach Vav. I'll just open up the pasuk. Go open it from over here. Open and share. Where'd you go? Here you are. Okay. Simchas Yishalayim v'gilu ba kol veh sisu ital masos kol misablim aleha. Rejoice with Yishalayim and be happy. All who love her, rejoice with her. All who mourned over her. There is a mitzvah to mourn over the Churban. It's in Yeshayahu. So you have to mourn. So not to do anything, to be indifferent, is certainly not right. You can't do that. Okay? You can't not mourn. But on the other hand, but to mourn excessively is impossible. But this is an important rule in the Gemara for halachos. We don't make decrees that most of the community cannot abide. Most people cannot do what you are doing. To give up on the meat, to give up on wine totally, no. If you want to voluntarily, okay, but I can't endorse this as a custom for everyone to follow, because most people can't live like that. So what should you do? So, this is what the Chachamim say to do. So, Adam is you buy a house, you want to paint it, paint it. Leave an amma by an amma unpainted. That's a halach in Shulchan Aruch, opposite the door. You can make a dinner party, for example, for a wedding. Don't go crazy with the meal planning. Leave something out that should be noticeable. And he goes on with other things. You buy jewelry. The college should leave something out. And it's based on the pasuk, and that's in Tehillim from Al Naros Bavel. Scroll back up. If I should give out Yerushalayim, my right arm should lose its strength. My tongue should cling to the roof of my mouth if I don't mention you. If I don't remember Yerushalayim beyond all of my other celebrations. We have to be aware of it. We have to be aware of the Churban. And that's what is a custom. There are still chasnas where they do this. They still practice this. That before at the chuppah they rub some ashes on the chassan's forehead where he puts his tefillin, and that's also coming from a pasuk in Yeshaya at the Geula. For those who mourned over Tzion, Hashem says, I'll bring them glory instead of ashes. The glorious moment is the wedding. Ashes. Hashem promises there will be a geula when there won't be ashes anymore. So from this Gemara we see that part of the wedding celebration until the geula has to involve something of mourning for Yerushalayim. So, whereas the Gemara in Brachos, the glass was broken just to sober up the crowd, when it's brought down in Shulchan Aruch, it's linked to this notion that at every wedding you have to remember the Churban. Okay, you have to mention the Churban. So that's why the halacha of breaking the glass, the Ramah brings it down in Orach Chaim halachos of Tisha B'Av, and he also brings it down in the halachos of Kedushin and Even Ezer. Okay, and the Mechaber quotes the Gemara in Baba Basra. So you have to place ashes on the chassid's head where he puts his tefillin zechel avelus Yerushalayim, and the Ramah brings down and there are places where they have a custom to break a glass after the Shever Brachos. So that's the manhag that Ramah says is practiced where he is in Poland. So weddings that I've seen always, there's a Birkas Erison cup of wine, there's the Shavachos cup of wine, there's a third cup that the caterer provides, wraps up in tinfoil so nobody gets hurt. They break a third glass. But the Ramah was breaking the glass that they used for Erison. Every place has its own custom. Every place has its own custom. So you see, there are two reasons that we break the glass. One is to sober people up, and the other is Zeicha L'Chorban. But whether it's the first reason or the second reason, it's not a happy moment at the wedding. And it's become a happy moment. So we'll see what Poskim say about that. It's like, that has become the Lahavdal Felafim, that you may now kiss the bride moment of the wedding. Now we're all happy. And any questions?
No.
No questions.
No.
Okay, so we can move on. All right. So, okay. So we saw Tosfot, and it comes from here. Tosfot says we break a glass of the wedding, and from again in this context, the burn brachos, it was done to shock the people out of their hysteria. Now, instead of being wildly happy, guys, in general, there has to be a certain amount of koved rosh. Okay. What now? At the same, the Bali Tosfot, were a group over a couple of generations in northern France and Germany, and the contemporary of the Bali Tosfot was Ravan. He quotes this Gemara, Tamali. Okay, I am surprised. Ravan knows the minhag. Ashkenazi Jews were breaking a glass at weddings. And his contemporaries who are recording the Tosfot say this minhag comes from the Gemara in Brachos about Marbarei Ravina and Ravashi who broke a glass at the weddings of their sons. First, I don't know why it would make anybody sad, because these glasses are cheap. I'm also surprised at this. Ramaz says, the Ramaz minhag was that they took the kos eresid and they would smash it. Now that's a kos that you made a bracha on, and there's still some wine in it because they only take a sip. Okay, they only take a sip. What is this? Okay, I don't see that this custom of breaking a glass at the wedding is certainly the breaking the glass of the Birkas Eresid can be traced back to the story in Maseches Brachos. And I don't know. So the Ravan, who's lived at the time of Bali Tosfot, he knows about the minhag, but he just says, I don't think this can be traced back to the Gemara in Brachos. People are doing it, but I just don't know why. If you look at the Gemara in Baba Basra, but what you should do for a veilus at the wedding, the Gemara in Baba Basra says something else. The Gemara in Baba Basra says the chassan should put ashes on his head, and the kala should wear less than all of her available jewelry. Okay? Masheres davar muat. The challah should wear less jewelry. Okay? Masheres davar muat. The chassan should have ashes on his forehead. Breaking the glass, I see people doing it, but I don't know why. That's the Ravan. He's just mystified. He says he doesn't know. He doesn't know. As Greeks, I saw that in Zorba, the Greek, they throw plates to break them. So I'm not so worried. I don't know about the Greeks. Maybe they're breaking cheap plates, and the glass that Marbarvina broke and Ravashi broke was like shockingly expensive. Okay, some plates are cheap, but I don't know if you have like what. I like doing searches. I'll do a search right now. Okay, let's go to Amazon because Amazon sells everything. We'll see how much a Waterford crystal glass. Amazon. Okay, Waterford crystal. I think that's very expensive crystal. How much does a glass actually cost? Waterford crystal. Okay, here we go. All right. Wow. This is very expensive. Okay, this is the difference between, to answer Miss Mann, the difference between what the Greeks are doing and what Margaret Ravashi was doing. Okay, let's just zoom up so I can cut this out. That wasn't good. Just a second, please, and you'll see how much crystal glass at Waterford I've heard of. There we go. Let's save this. Waterford. There's one other company I'll think of. Okay, just here you go. So I'll come back, go over here. Just answer Miss Mann, give an idea what Barbara Ravashi was doing. And Ravashi, Margaret Ravina. Where did my picture go? I had a picture. Here we go. All right. This is, let's zoom out. Waterford toasting flute player, $194. That's what Marbury Ravina broke. He broke a Waterford wedding toasting flute pair for $194, which is a lot of money. Okay, so that would shock people. All right, they'd see this beautiful glass. Marbury Ravina says, "Look, people, smash." They were shocked. They were shocked into silence. Okay, so that's Marbury Ravina. So anyway, this is like the big moment of the wedding, but it's supposed to be a sad moment or a solemn moment. So like, why? So the poskim who think about these things, they really are not happy with this. They're not happy with this at all. This is Rav Uziel, who was the first Sephardi Rav Rashi, a great gadol. Someone asked him about this. Is this a good minhag? Of like, everybody screams Mazel Tov at the end of the wedding. They break a glass, it's the happy moment. You've asked me about this practice of breaking a glass at the chuppah. The point of breaking the glass is to introduce a drop of mourning into our happiness. This is supposed to be the sad moment. And this custom, which was nice, has mutated into some sort of cultic practice to show how strong the chassan is. That the chassan smashes the glass into splinters, and everybody starts laughing. No, that's not what the Gemara in Baba Basra wants. It's not what Marbury Ravina wants. But and you're right. This is not good. This is the opposite of why the Ramah says to break a glass to the chuppah. It's the opposite of why Tosfot say break a glass to the chuppah. And now I'll say something how unhappy I am about this. You know what? This is nonsense. It would be better to stop this altogether. It would be better to stop this altogether. Just stop with the glass. Because now it's been transformed to something ugly, which proper people just are horrified by it. Whenever I go to a wedding, and he's been to a lot of weddings, he's the Rav or she. When I see this, I'm in pain. Because, and why don't I tell people not to do it? Because if you know nobody's going to listen, you're better off not saying anything. So what did the Sephardim do? That's what we do here in Israel. In America, I haven't seen this so much, but here in Israel, the weddings I've been to, when they break the glass, everybody sings the Meshkachei Yerushalayim. He says lately, and he's writing this in the 1940s, this custom has spread, and he thinks it's big because people are imitating non-Jewish weddings, where the end of the wedding is, kiss the bride, everybody's happy. So the wedding has to end on a happy note. And this is due to imitating the non-Jews, and it's due to ignorance. And this is something that's Rabbi Yosef also uses this turn of phrase. Minhag is good. Mem nun hey gimel. If you get the minhag backwards, you get gimel hey nun mem. That's gehinom. Make out of that what you want. So marriage she called Malcolm. She's from Shita me a minhag tzuras and also bakores for semos skulo pulchan. Mikolshkein hazar tifayla v'zat ham nafach min al-shari gehinom. Minhagim are good. We value our minhagim. Why do we do what we're doing? But we need to know why we're doing what we're doing. Okay? And whenever the minhag loses its original intention and it's turned into some sort of superstition or cult, or certainly to some sort of pointless delusion, the minhag is bad. Becomes gehinom. And so that's it. You go back to those YouTubes. Everybody's, and all the YouTubes I've seen in America, and they're made in America, of American weddings, they start clapping and singing after the glass is broken. But again, here in Eretz Yisrael, the weddings that I've been to, they sing Meshkachei Yerushalayim before they break the glass. And that gives us the proper frame of mind. Then, of course, we should be happy. You should be happy at the wedding. But you can't, there is the pasuk, every simcha, we need to remember, unfortunately, there's a korban. We paid Hashem for Geula. So Rav Uziel concludes, Karina Dagazil Parbanka. It's a phrase in the Gemara, whoever brings the letter, he should read the letter. You asked me about this issue, and you are the Rav of an important community. You should speak pleasantly and calmly to your community, that you ought to change your minhag. And restore the minhag to its original intention, which was that we have to remember the korban at the wedding. Until Hashem has mercy on us, together our exiles into the Holy Land, and we should be zochah to see all the Shema Bar Yehuda, we should be zochah to the Geula, and that's Rav Uziel. That's what Rav Uziel says about this. And you go back, and in the Shulchan Aruch, that's Shulchan Ezer. No, I want you to work. Shulchan Aruch, open up. Why aren't you opening? There we go. So the Shari Tshuva, he's a commentator, the Shulchan Aruch says, Nagalish Brakos, there's a custom to break the glass. They go to Tanayim. Before the Chav, they also break a pot for the same reason. Or they break a plate. We shouldn't be totally happy. And he also traces it back to the Gemara Brachos from Mar Breda Ravina. The Taz says, the Taz says you should say the pasuk of Emeshkach Yushalayim. He says he's seen that in various cities, and he says that's a good minhag. And again, that is the minhag that I've seen here in Eretz Yisrael. Any questions? Hello?
No, no questions.
No? Okay. Rabbi Vadi Yosef also writes about this, and of course, it's not supposed to be the peak of happiness, breaking the glass. So he talks about it also. It's a very long tshuva. He talks about the entire custom.
Thank you very much.
And this is what he has to say. Let me just mute everyone. Things are in a decline. In Rabbi Mazel Tov. When the chassan breaks the glass, everybody yells Mazel Tov. The chassan says Ospekvura, and the chassan makes a big stomp on the ground. Simon says, "Take us." So that's the end of this. Is the end of the wedding. But I believe schok. And this very lovely minhag, which is meant to make us remember the Chorban, to make us a little more solemn. It's become nonsense and frivolous. And this, instead of something that's supposed to make us sad, this is really what is that become the most happy moment of the ceremony of the wedding. Make what's all the poskim who were against this, who complain, who say we're sorry to see this. Now, some people wanted to cancel them, like Rav Uziel says, if I could stop this minute, I would. He says, no one's going to listen to me. Well, other people have also made that suggestion. He quotes a sheld in Shuvot Sha'al Ha'ish, Sheshiv L'Killer Achar Sheshvo Batel Min Akzeh. Some people said, let's stop it. No more breaking a glass. It's nonsense. It's become nonsense. But you can't do that. Okay? Rav Yosef says, Rav Uziel said, I would stop the minhag. Rav Yosef says, and he was a great, if he would have told people not to do it, they would have stopped doing it. He had that kind of following. He could have stopped the minhag. But he didn't. He didn't stop the minhag. And he writes, to stop doing something that the Bali Tosfot and the Ramah say to do, that's not right either. To stop it is not right. And he quotes a tshuva called Shal Ish. Don't stop the minhag. It's a minhag that's brought down in Shulchan Aruch. Okay? And how can you stop? We can't. The Ramah says you have to do it. Tosfot says you have to do it, then you have to do it. Do it properly. Okay? But you have to do it properly. And what do? You can fix this. And Rabbi Yosef said to do what I've seen at all the weddings here in Eretz Yisrael, that before they break the glass, they say the pasuk, like the Taz suggested. It's a very solemn pasuk. Everybody knows what the pasuk means. When you break the glass, after saying that pasuk, the glass will be broken with the correct attitude. And he quotes other poskim who say, like I said, I've seen in America, the Oyel Mazel Tov when he breaks the glass. And that's wrong. Because breaking the glass is Zeichel Churban. And so that's that. So that's where we break a glass. And as Rabbi Yosef says, we shall be zocher to the Geula. Okay. And that's it for why we break a glass at the wedding. Any questions?
No. In our yeshiva, they actually explain, to educate everybody, they explain before they do it. And they also put the ashes and everything, yeah. So they take it as an opportunity to really spell it out for everybody.
Rabbi, while we're speaking about chasanas, how was your chasana?
I was happy. Thank you for asking. And we're all happy.
Are you going to see pictures?
What?
You going to send us pictures?
That's my daughter if she wants me to send pictures. I don't know. It's her wedding, not my wedding.
Fair enough.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have an easy fast.
Yeah.
Jeff will be here first. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.